welcome to another homeschooling day in our lives. This morning is a little bit different because I have to take my oldest daughter to school, which is usually my husband's job. But today he has a migraine, so I am making her breakfast and then setting her off to school. If you're new to my channel, my daughter was homeschooled from kindergarten all the way through 8th grade, and this is her first year in a Christian high school. After taking my prebiotic drink, I am checking today's schedule to see all that needs to get done. And while my daughter is eating breakfast, I am just tidying up the kitchen with all the things that didn't get done last night because I went to bed a little earlier and didn't get to finish cleaning the kitchen up. I've instructed my other two kids to wash up and get ready for the day while I take my daughter to school, and they were also able to watch a show of Jessie on the Disney Channel, which they absolutely love, while they waited for me. Each morning when I walk my dog, I read this book, The Power of a Praying Wife, Parent, and The Power of a Praying Woman. It's a 3-in-1 book, and what I do is I take pictures of the prayers that I'm going to say for the day, and as I'm walking my puppy, I have some nice quiet time in the neighborhood to meditate and really pray these prayers over my family. It's a new habit that I just started doing, and I'm really enjoying it.
But still you're here, and that's what I adore.
As you can see, my kitchen hotspots are kind of a mess, so when I get back in, I'm just going to tidy up some of the stuff and get some breakfast ready for my other two children so that we can get our day started. Since I'm going to my first kickboxing class, I decided to make myself this organic protein drink. Now it's time for school, and it's time to get started with our morning read out loud, which I always like to do on the floor in our family room. Please don't mind my husband's weight bench. He, for some reason, keeps it right there in front of the TV. Right now we are in the second book of the 100 Covered series, but I'm debating on whether or not I'm going to continue it because it's getting a little dark for my little girl. We took a break on the Spanish, the song school Spanish, but I started incorporating it again in the mornings. And then next homeschool year, we're going to try something completely different. But I do find that it is giving my kids more vocabulary.
Hola amigos, hello friends, bienvenidos, welcome, ¿cómo estás? Buenas tardes.
This Spanish course comes with one workbook, and instead of photocopying all the pages, I'm just having each of them complete a separate page. Today, on top of the vocabulary, they're learning the masculine and feminine endings of O and A. After each subject we complete, I go over to my checklist and mark them off and see what else is done. I type out my checklist every weekend because it really helps me to see it when it's nice and neat and organized, because my handwriting is not that great, and the planner that I have, I'm not ready to open it just yet and use it, so typing them out is really helpful for me. During our Bible time, I started having my son read his own Bible story in his Action Bible while I read a similar story in the Jesus Storybook Bible to my daughter. I enjoy alternating our homeschooling right now between the dining room table and our floor in the family room. That room that is right behind us that is empty is going to be my formal living room. And once I get this part of the house set up, all of our school is going to be moved over to this part of the house. We'll be doing our read out louds and all of our comfy stuff on the couch that's going to be in this room. I'll have my chair set up for our bookwork. I'm going to have bookshelves up, and you guys will get a tour of the house when it's done. For language arts right now, my 6-year-old is on the first level of the Good and the Beautiful language arts, and she is learning to break up words into syllables and spell them that way. So it's really helping her to practice spelling bigger words. My son, who is 10, is doing the Good and the Beautiful level 5 language arts, and he has an entire checklist that he has to do with his language arts as well. I enjoy working one-on-one with my kids. So with my son, I'm doing dictation with him and dictation with my daughter as I'm sitting here at the table, just swapping back and forth between the two of them. For his language arts, he's reviewing homophones as well as learning about languages in South America, and he is working towards doing research to write an article in a country in South America. He also has to do some sentence diagramming. As part of his list, he also has some geography and grammar cards that he has to review for 5 minutes each day. He also has a ladder of states and capitals that he's supposed to practice every day. It's about noon right now. We got so much work done, but I'm about to head out to my first kickboxing class. Alright, so I'm popping in really quickly to say that I'm a little bit nervous about this class. I'm kind of hoping I'm not the only one, but I'm also hoping that whoever is there is kind of new too. Alright, I just finished the kickboxing workout. I wish I could have recorded it. It was exhausting, but it was amazing. So I have to go back home to the children, hope that Aaron got all his work done. I have to finish language arts with Aralyn, do math with Aralyn, and then we have to do history, and I wanted to do a short nature study today. Today's a stay-at-home day for the rest of the day, so we can take our time with school. I'm out of breath and I'm almost home. I'm gonna take a quick shower. I'm gonna eat a tuna fish sandwich on my Ezekiel bread with like avocado mayonnaise because I'm trying to switch up my diet too. And you'll find out more about that in my April goals video here, over here. Alright guys, so I won't be talking for the rest of the video. My voiceover will be. I have taken my shower, and as promised, I'm making my lunch for today, but I'm also packing my lunch for co-op tomorrow. It saves me a lot of time this way.
Hey darling, can I tell you what's been on my mind? Sick and tired of the 9 to 5 in the city life.
On this particular day, we've had a really good flow of hopping from one subject to the other, and I really thought that the kickboxing was going to throw everything off. I mean, it kind of did, because I had expected my son to get done with all of his independent work, but he needed help on both subjects. So when I came home, I had to go ahead and help him with those on top of everything else that I had scheduled. So we finished school a little later than usual, but we got every single thing done on the list.
Let's get out, we can leave this city. Let's drive to the open air. Yeah, the countryside is so pretty, with the wind blowing in your hair. We can look back someday.
So right now is their shared or personal reading time, and the book that Aralyn is reading is definitely not for her age as far as reading level, but she's able to read it. And she says she's able to understand it, but she wants to be a big kid and read it alone, so I'm letting her do that because I know how good a reader she is, and we do take other time to read together.
Hey darling, you know we're gonna have a really good time driving in the middle.
So right now, I'm just going to take this time to do my devotional and have my reading time as well. I'm also resting on the couch because I'm a little tired from the workout and I have a full day ahead of me. So for my 6-year-old's math, we already finished the Good and the Beautiful Math 1. So now we're bouncing between doing games and doing lessons in the Math 2 book. I'm going to make a complete review of this math for you guys this week, so be watching for that. After helping my little one with her math, I'm hopping over to help my son with his Beast Academy math. These problems can be really challenging, and sometimes it takes me a while to figure them out in order to help him. But they also have the answers, so I go through the answers and still try to figure them out.
Take my hand. Ooh, ooh,
we are going to do an activity with string.
Just like these long sticks.
These strings, each one represents 100 years. So this is 100 years. How long have you lived so far? Aaron has lived about a tenth of this. So that is the history between when the Great Pyramid of Giza was built all the way to when Alexander the Great conquered ancient Egypt. So that's ancient Egypt's
100 years.
Yeah, that's the long history of ancient Egypt. This is the history of the United States of America. Now we are playing the Good and the Beautiful's history game, and we cannot wait till we actually know the answers to these things. As we go along the lessons, we'll start to learn more about them, but the game is a fun way to reiterate what you learned and to learn new facts. I have one last thing. Finally done with the school day, but our day is not over yet, so keep watching if you want to see what we're doing today after school. Right now I am cleaning up the house and having the kids help me because we made quite a mess during the homeschool day. After that, I received the phone call that my daughter's glasses were ready, so she needs glasses for her one eye, so we're gonna head over and pick those up, and then we're going to go to the playground and spend the rest of the evening there until it's time for me to come home to cook dinner. Sur la